Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your services. How are you all? Hope you're doing very well. Now, forgive my sort of tired visage. It was my son's 21st yesterday, and yeah, we were out drinking, eating, drinking. Oh, it was great, And we were in Liverpool as well, of course, my town, Liverpool. And we spent a bit of time by the Royal Liver building. The infamous place where me and Mrs. Kilt-Man met. The two of us who created my son 21 years ago, thereabouts. And it was great to look at the lit up sort of Royal Liver building, looking so iconic. And now it's a great edifice anyway, a huge Liverpool and British landmark. But now with the Batman, and it doubles for Gotham City Police Department. And Batman does that massive leap of faith off the top of it and swoops down. And his batsuit inflates like a flying squirrel sort of thing. And he has a bit of a crash landing, but he survives. And but it's great to look at that. I've been asked to do a little sort of tour of some of the Liverpool locations used in the movie, and I may well do that. In fact, I'm back in town tonight. It's a Freedom Friday, and me and Mrs. Kilt-Man are actually out and about, and stuff going on. But anyway, that's beside the point. What I'm here to talk about today is, yes, that deleted scene from The Batman. Matt Reeves, The Batman, which you know how much I love it. I've discussed it a fair bit already, and I'm playing the awesome soundtrack right now. And the deleted scene of the Joker, of Batman going into Arkhamasylum or Arkham Institute for the Criminally Insane, or whatever it's called in this movie, to go and seek his advice. Because he's got this case at the moment. The Riddler is causing havoc in Gotham. He's taking down Gotham's elite because they're all corrupt. The mayor, the DA, all this kind of stuff. The chief of police, the commissioner. Oh yes, Gotham's becoming unraveled. Batman's massively involved in all of this. So in this deleted sequence, you had Batman going into Arkham to speak to this incarcerated Joker, who is obviously, this is year 2 of Batman's crime fighting career, and he's obviously caught the Joker, so you've already got some history, and I like that. I like the fact that you've got some history there. And he seeks his advice, very Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter style. You put the files in, and the Joker will look at this stuff and he wants some advice. Who is he? Who is this Riddler? What does he want? And the Joker's just going to mess with him. We know that. Batman should know that. But Batman is still a much younger Batman. Many complaints about the film. The vast majority of people love this movie, but people who complain about it always say that, well, it's just Batman and there's no Bruce Wayne. Even the Bruce Wayne is just Batman. Well, that is the point of this. Batman he's still not fully formed. Throughout most of this movie, in his year 2 of his career, he is distrusted by Gotham police, apart from Jim Gordon. He's distrusted and feared by the population of Gotham City as well. But come the end of it, he will perform some very public rescues, and the people will learn that, hang on, he's not just a vigilante, he's our crusader. So the Batman sort of persona will become more solidified as a hero, and out of that will grow the Bruce Wayne persona. He's going to have to form that distinction between Batman and Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne can't be just this recluse who's not being the philanthropist that his father was. They want him to be active in the development and renewal of Gotham. And if he keeps hiding away and uncaring as Bruce Wayne, people are going to put 2 and 2 together. So in subsequent installments, part 2, part 3, it's meant to be a trilogy, obviously Bruce Wayne will come to the fore as well, but he'll have a definite split in character. There will be the outgoing public figure of Bruce Wayne, party animal, wealthy boy, and then the shadowy Batman as well. So I can see why people are going well, why would Batman go and approach the Joker for advice? Isn't he the world's greatest detective? Well, again, he's still honing his skills. He is good. He is getting better and more able and capable of sorting out these cases and these criminal activities. I mean, he's got to put the fists in there and kicking shite out of people, of course, but he's got to work out, be one step ahead of the killers and the psychos that are out there. And but he's still learning, the art of all this. He's good, but he's going to get better. But he still needs to seek the advice of psychos. You want to catch a psycho, get the advice of a psycho. Yeah, I suppose you're on shaky ground there, but this is what criminal behavioural scientists always do. You get inside the mind of another psychopath to try to work out what this current psycho is up to and build a profile about them and try and capture them. The more you learn about these people, the more able you are to stop future versions. So Batman goes to see him. And it is purely derived from Hannibal Lecter and Clarice Starling. It is. But it's great. And it's our proper look at the fledgling Joker. Because Barry Keoghan, is that how you pronounce his name? Barry Keoghan? Who, no offence, Barry, but you are fantastic in this role from what I've seen. And you've got the laugh perfect. But your face in real life, it kind of marked you out for someone who was going to play a bad guy, a comic book villain, Even though, like Colin Farrell is the Penguin in this movie, he's unrecognisable. And in this particular sequence, which I'm not going to show it because, well, it's murky and it won't look that good anyway. Even if I do like a split screen thing, it's not going to work too well. But I am going to play it, the audio to it in a bit for a reason which we'll come on to. And this sequence was cut because Matt Reeves said, Matt Reeves is a very sort of, I like what he says about the movie. I like his knowledge about it, the background to it all. But when you read interviews with him and you hear him, he goes, a bit like myself, he's a bit of a rambling mess. He will talk all over the show with endless sentences, with stuttering and stammerings and breaking off on different tangents. And you're like, just get to the fucking point. But I'm like that too, so I can't knock that really. And he said basically, look, we wanted to tease that the Joker was in this world, and I didn't want to do it in the obvious way. I wanted, we did this sequence in Arkham where Batman goes to see him, but I didn't like it. It didn't play so well. And it didn't also work with having sort of the teaser ending that the film's got, where the Joker is in a cell next to the Riddler, who's now been in... Oh, by the way, spoilers. You knew that. And he's, cheering the Riddler up. Don't like Gotham loves a comeback. And he comes with a riddle, which I've now forgotten the riddle, but the answer is a friend. So the two of them, he's teasing the Riddler by saying, the two of us are going to be friends. We can work together, sort of thing. And you barely see the Joker's visage in this. You get a hint of the green hair, and you get a hint of the face, and sort of in the shadows and the little rectangular window that he's framed within, you can see the gash. Now, Matt Reeves said that the two scenes didn't really work together, and he was also in two minds about leaving that final teaser in. I think the teaser's great. I also love this sequence, to be perfectly honest. But I think the reason why they may not go with this and reinstate it in a full director's cut, extended cut, is because they're now changing, or they seem to be changing, the origin of the Joker. Matt Reeves has said that he wants this Joker to be, he was born with a condition. Like, The Man Who Laughs, the famous inspiration for, Conrad Veidt played it, the silent movie, The Man Who Laughs. Poor guy who's got a rictus grin. He looks like the Joker. That's where they got the Joker. Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Bill Finger especially. Without Bill Finger, you would not have the Joker. Everyone always applauds Bob Kane, but only sort of in the last few years did Bill Finger begin to get the recognition that he deserved in the co-creation of Batman. And the Rogues Gallery, Bill Finger is the main man, really. So, see, I've gone on a tangent there. But, so that rictus grin that you're seeing there is meant in this version of the Batman and the Joker. Matt Reeves has said that he wants the Joker to have been born with a condition, a physical condition, a very rare one. It does exist, but he wants to make it a bit more slightly fantastical, where the face is pulled into Richter's grin, and because of it, people tend to sort of go mad, you know. There's other conditions, there's other things that happen with this condition as well. But he said, I'm gonna use that, and that's gonna be the template for why he's got this face, and he's become unhinged because of bullying and whatever during his youth, and the fact he just couldn't live with it. But if you look at this deleted scene, he very clearly has a very, very mutated and hideously disfigured face, white with the grin. The green hair is there, very patchy, sparse hair he's got, spiky, and it doesn't look very well, let's put it that way. And but he looks more like the original comic book version, where he's fallen into a vat of acid which has turned his hair green, his skin white, and stretched his face into a massive grin. So you've got, he looks like that, like he's gone into an acid bath, and that's the harassed, you know, disfigured remains. But that flies in the face of what they're saying about, well, no, he's going to be born that way. So maybe that's why they're going like, no, we're going to cut this scene up because we don't like the way he looks. He looks too, he's too ugly, he's too monstrous. Let's give him, so when you actually do get to see him, because in the finished film, you only see, he's in shadow, you barely see his face at all. But, so when you get to see him in the subsequent movies, whatever kind of size of a role that he plays, I would prefer it that he doesn't become the major villain in the second movie, but I think he should still be in Arkham and still pulling some strings, and Batman should go and see him again, maybe do a revamped version of this deleted sequence. It could be linked to whatever's happening, so Batman's got to go and see him. And it's all part of the Joker's plan, which will get him out in time for the third movie, and then you've got the big battle royale between Batman and the Joker. And I think that's how it'll play out. But, you know, hey, it's all supposition on my part. But so as it stands, this sequence, it's probably very out of place. Even though I like it, and I can imagine it being back in the movie. People are saying, I can't imagine at what point in the film it would be. Well, you've lost the commissioner and you've lost the mayor, and they're the files that he gives, you know, to the Joker. So it's after that. It's after that, and then possibly before the DA Coulson gets abducted, or maybe it's after that. I don't know. But it's certainly around that juncture. So you're talking the first third of the movie. Probably at the end of the first third, that scene would be in there. And even if it was there, then I don't even think you'd need to remove the teaser at the end. It would no longer be a teaser. We know the Joker exists because that scene would be in the movie. But I think it'd be great, even with that, you'd have two scenes of the Joker, and he's talking to the Riddler, and you now know that he's not just an inmate in there. He's got more power than that, you know, and that's how it's going to transpire. But the scene has been removed, and I do not think they will reinstate it. But I do love it. I think it's great. Pattinson, well, I've said before, he's fantastic in the role. I think another reason why maybe they would remove it is because he does go to visit the Riddler in Arkham as well. So you've got the safety glass cage thing, and the Riddler's talking to him and teasing him, and it's an interrogation sequence that kind of goes wrong, and you now realise that the Riddler's got another plan up his sleeve. And Batman's like, the best Batmen always have a rage moment. What have you done? What did you do? Bang! What did you do? Bang! You know, on the glass and all that. Batman's go fucking, shit, you know. But, and you always get that. You have, obviously, in The Dark Knight, Christian Bale and Heath Ledger, you've got the old good cop, bad cop routine. Oh! Not quite. It's done. Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy, you know. Where is she and all that kind of stuff. Batman's pure rage. Sorry, I'm getting carried away with that now. But I love this incarnation of Batman. I think it's fantastic. My favourite Batman story of all time is there, Batman The Long Halloween. And you've got a lot of Arkhamasylum in there. And where the Scarecrow gets loose. It's one of my favourite images. I'll show it you now. So I'm going off on a tangent, but what the hell. I think it's page 207, I think, if I'm right. Should be, because I did check just before I started doing this. It's where Jonathan Crane, the Scarecrow, escapes from Arkhamasylum. Batman is in Arkham, and he's getting information from the Calendar Man, Julian Day, because another killer's on the loose, known as Holiday. And this is a fantastic story, and it did prove highly influential in the story of the Batman. But right, Batman's talking to Julian Day, and then an Arkham security guard comes up behind him and says, "But Batman, help! Escape level 4." Batman knows who's on escape on level 4. He knows who's on level 4. The terror in the guard's voice. Only one man could be responsible. And it's, of course, Batman goes in there and discovers the straw. He's pulling at the bars. Straw. He knows who it is. And outside, you've got, I don't know if you can see that, Scarecrow riding his horse across the moors and the heathland around Arkhamasylum. Fantastic. But what I love is this particular image here. That's when Batman's saying, the terror in the guard's voice, only one man, Scarecrow. Look at Batman there. I think the build up to that scene is incredible. It's electrifying. But Batman's face, I know, Pattinson does this so well. The cowl obscures much, but the eyes convey so much that the cowl can't hide. And even with the granite, rock steady lantern jaw, those eyes, and even with a comic where the eyes are just white, but look at Batman's mouth and the stance that he's in. It's, when you're reading that, you're like, oh my God, Jesus. And it's electrifying. Pattinson nails that in the movie, and his personification of Batman. Those eyes and the voice, it's great. Now, voices. This is the thing I wanted to come to about Barry Keoghan. And to my knowledge, no one else has spotted this yet. It doesn't mean anything, it's just something I've observed. I'm going to play for you a bit of the deleted scene.
Serial killer.
That's Batman.
What to respect?
It's a bit muffled, but...
First adversary, paper.
Let's get in the files.
What makes you think I know so cheap? I thought you'd be curious. You think I go off in this stuff? Don't you? You're victorious.
He's blared out for a lot of it. But the pictures of the victims are there. And you see the back of his head in this scene. It's all like Freddy Krueger eyes. It's ripped up. Actually, the makeup looks a little bit like Robert De Niro in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's got the laugh.
It's violence. It's so baroque.
It took me a couple of viewings before I realised who that voice reminds me of.
So meticulous. Like you've been planning this his whole life.
Who is it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, homie.
Oh,
Bart? It's Marge Simpson.
he's nobody.
Marge Simpson is the Joker. Ta-da! Who knew?
The commissioner.
It's that croaky rasp.
He's got him.
You've had like 60 fucking woodbines an hour.
This is very, very personal.
It's Marge Simpson.
Hold on. Probably goes way back. Unhealed wounds, stolen much money.
Someone very heavy-footed is thundering down the stairs there of Kilt Mansion.
He's a fan of yours? Or maybe he's got a grudge against you too.
Yeah, that rattly rasp.
Maybe you're the main course.
It is.
Any theories? Not yet. Really? You're normally so ahead of the curve. But something is different this time. This is very upsetting to you. Let's get back to him. Why? You are so much more fun. I'm not here to talk about it.
That wasn't Marge there.
How Have you read this file? You two have so much in common. Mask Venture.
This is riveting for you, isn't it? Watching me looking at a screen that you can't see. But if you could see it, it's so dark and murky. Batman walks off, but he's going to deliver the final sort of ultimatum and the laugh.
I'll tell you what I really think. I think you don't really care about his motives, whether he loves or hates you. I think somewhere deep down, you're just terrified. Because you're not sure he's wrong, huh? You think they deserved it, huh? You think they deserved it.
Jesus. Well, at least it ain't Jared Leto. And speaking of Jared Leto, Mobius is getting such slated reviews now, isn't it? Did anyone expect anything different? Sony just haven't got a fucking clue, have they? And it got pushed back, got reshot, pushed back, reshot. And anyway, you feel like you've watched the entire movie. The amount of trailers they put on for it I have no interest in that whatsoever. And yet, I think he's a great character. The living vampire. He's wonderful. No, don't want to see that. Jared Leto, out you go. Sorry, mate. Hang on a minute. Let's just get back to some lovely music. Anyway, folks, that is my take on the deleted scene from The Batman. I like the way it's played out finally, that they have delivered that scene. We have the teaser. There's no way they're going to put that back in for some extended cut. They're not going to do that, but it'll be on the disc, so when we get our 4K UHD version, it'll be there. And it's great, but my theory now is that he will not look like that when you see him in the next movie, because in the full theatrical cut, you don't see his face very well at all, but you do get that impression of the and all this, and the kind of crazy hair. But I think he'll look different, and they're going to go with that. It's a physical condition that he's got from birth, not like he fell into a vat of acid. Watch me get completely wrong on that now, and instead there'll be extra scenes of the Joker in the Batman. You'll have a flashback to him. It's capture. I don't know. But the Batman remains incredible, awesome. There's the new Batman figure. Still want to get the new Batmobile. Haven't done it as yet. But folks, anyway, I have been always shall be Kilt-Man. So please keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Be happy, y'all, and I'm going to see y'all. Marge Simpson is the Joker? Who'd have thought? What next? Is Homer gonna be Harvey Dent?